Hello, welcome to the Sabres Beerleaguers, our beloved podcast about our beloved Sabres. We're your beer league benchwarmers here, Jake and Sean, doing our weekly talk or bi-weekly talk about the Sabres. So it's a little bit of a hiatus or the off season. Nothing's really going on. We're kind of waiting for the Stanley Cup playoffs to get done before the draft and free agency picks up. So we kind of really have a lot of stuff to talk about other than because we've already done our armchair GM segment. So we're literally just waiting. It's a waiting game at this point to see what's going to happen. So I was going down memory lane yesterday, watching some old just NHL highlights. And then it took me down a rabbit hole of watching old Sabres highlights. And it's like, man, those are some good highlights back in the day. So Jake and I are going to discuss today what some of our favorite games and moments and stuff that we've been to or watched over the years. And can definitely tell you there's a lot, and it's like you think about them, it's like, wow, those man, where are those days? Like, can we had that back? Like,
it was a lot back then. It has not been a lot since.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been some good highlights in the years. Like, I mean, when we were on the 10-game win streak, it was fun watching it then. Or
yeah, I'm thinking about going to. But in recent memory, the biggest moment that I had was when Kucherov did the no shot goal in the shootout against Leonard. I was at that game.
Were you really?
Yeah, me, Ricky, and our ladies were there.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me and Ricky just looked at each other. We're like, did that just happen? And it did. But yeah, draft is I think a month away today. I want to say. I think I've been seeing that today or yesterday too. And free agency starts July 1st. Or is it July 5th?
I think it might be a little bit later because the season started later this year.
Either way,
it's right around
a month away.
Yeah,
only a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks away.
Yep.
So that's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, all right, before we get into the games.
I was going to ask you too. I have a feeling we're going to ask the same questions.
What, if you're talking to a new fan, what is the game you steer to them to be like, watch this and you'll love it?
I
don't even know if I have an answer to my own question, honestly.
I'm going to say, what was the score? I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Ottawa game where Pominville clinched it was a great one.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what the score was of the game. I don't know if it was a lot of scoring. If anything, I'd probably say maybe have them watch game one of that series where the Sabres won in overtime 6-5 where Drury scored, just because there was a lot of scoring and it was just back and forth. It was 5 lead changes in the third period alone. So, I mean, just something to keep you on the edge of your seat, I guess. Or maybe a game of just pure dominance, like Pominville's 1,000th game or whatever ceremony, right? The one that you went to.
Game, yeah. I honestly wouldn't have thought of that.
It was just because it was just utter, just pure dominance, and as a fan, we'd love to see that. Everybody, you always hear coaches and stuff say all the time, "Oh, I don't like games like that. I like them when they're close." No, fuck it. You want to see something entertaining. You want the fans to be engaged and involved and having a good time. Put up 9 fucking goals.
Yeah. I was while you're talking, I was looking up. My dad and I went to the game, not to get too far ahead of myself, where we won 10-1.
Woo!
Against the LA King, and I wanted to look up the date, and I'm not finding the date. This is back in 2006, I think I saw. Yuri Novotny got his first NHL point. Paille got his first NHL goal. Pominville had an assist. Jochen Hesch had an assist. Here's the box score. Kodalik goal, 2 assists. Paille goal and assist. Greer 3 assists. Drury goal and 3 assists. Like everybody had a point except for Andrew Peters. So that's not a surprise. But Thomas Vanek didn't have a point either.
Wow.
That was kind of a surprise. It's funny that Sabres were up 10-1 and Peters still only had. Oh, that's why. I was gonna say he only had 6 minutes of time on ice, but he also had 17 penalty minutes. Oh, there's some defensemen that didn't have points either. Actually, the only points by defensemen were McKee and Newmanen. Campbell, Kalinin, Ludman, and Toledo did not have points.
Oh,
when was this game? Jay McKee opened up the scoring with his 3rd goal of the season. But yeah, I would probably send them to the Umberger.
Oh yeah, that's a great
Danny
fucking game
Briere.
too. Yeah, for game 1 of that series against Philly. Fuck, that's a great one too.
Yeah, 2006 that game was played in January. Yeah, it's back and forth. There's obviously a big hit, the scrum, some late game heroics by Briere. Like they had a mixture of everything. Like it's funny because like even as you're talking about it, like you're talking about the Ottawa series, and it's like you can pick a lot of games from the Ottawa series. You can pick Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals against Carolina, the overtime game.
Yep, Danny Briere there too.
Briere again. You could pick. Was it Game 2 or 3 where we just fucking shit all over Philadelphia of the Philadelphia series?
Yep, I think it was like 7-2.
Yeah, Palmerville and Dumont each had hat tricks. Like, it's just funny where you can go in that playoff run and just be like, just watch the playoff run.
Yep.
Just watch that. Like, you don't have to pick a single game. Just watch the playoff run.
Yeah, watch
even the losses, they're fun.
Yeah, they're still intense.
Yeah. You can
Except for don't watch Game 7
of Carolina. Yeah, that sucks because we were winning that game and we lost in the 3rd.
Goddamn over the fucking glass. Hate that penalty to this day.
Was that Brian Campbell?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think about that. I think about like you also got to read the person. Like if they're a manly man, let them watch the jury hit.
Yeah, the brawl.
Yeah. I mean, it's you're seeing your captain get killed, but like all the aftermath after that, like, that's nothing but exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if it's like I said, you got to read the fan a little bit because that's pretty brutal side of hockey. So you might have to ease that person into it.
Right. Yeah, that's not a great one to someone that might not be into that crazy amount of violence. That might be into it for actual like the intensity, but the intensity of like the skill play, I guess.
I threw my bottle and it rolled off my couch, and now it rolled all the way across the room. Yeah, that's how you maybe tease them with the brutality with the Umberger hit. If they can handle that, they love that, then it's like, oh man, you're gonna love this, and then show them that.
Right.
But it's funny. It's just like those years. Like watch those years, and it sucks because not all those games are like in HD. So like it kind of sucks watching them sometimes. But like I can't think of the Poundville game, 1,000 game. That'd be a good one. I honestly didn't think of that. Yeah.
Yep.
I can't think of like any super recent memory just because they've really been bad. I guess maybe watch like the San Jose Shark overtime game during the 10-game winning streak. Like that place went nuts.
I was just going to say that I was at that game when Jeff Skinner scored after he got the loose puck. Mm-hmm. It was their Hockey Fights Cancer night, and I went to that game, and it was fucking insane. I hadn't heard that place like that that electric in a long time. Like, oh my God, this is what I want. This is where we need to be doing, having this place sell out and the place rocking like back in the 06, 05, 06, 06,
Yeah.
07 time when that I'll never forget. During that time frame when the Sabres had that good run, ESPN magazine did a top 100 or top 50 sports figures and whatnot. My cat's over here fucking fighting. Top, I can't remember if it was 100 or 50, and they broke it down on like different sports figures and fans and locations. And I'm like, everyone's like, you got to get it. You got to read this issue of the magazine. And I get to number 1, and it was the Buffalo Sabres fans. I'm like, oh shit, like, that's cool.
And all of sports.
Yeah, that's an ESPN. It was fucking cool. I'm like
shocked by that. As much as I love, when the Sabres are good, it's hard to criticize anything about the Sabres fans, but like,
I'll have to see if I can find that article.
I don't know. Like when teams are good is when I kind of base fan bases. Like when the Red Sox are good, their fan base is nuts.
Yep.
So it's hard to think the Sabres are that high. That's crazy though.
Yep. But I will say another iconic game that I went to that's ingrained in my brain. I had a friend of mine invited me to go to the Sabres game. It was on Easter, and we were playing the Toronto Maple Leafs. This was also the closest I've ever been to the ice. We were second row in the middle, right by where Rob Ray stands. We played the Leafs, beat them 6-0. And this is also the iconic game where Andrew Peters got kicked out for the golf swing. Yeah. Like, holy shit.
You have an iconic game that you went to that I'm mad you went to because
oh yeah,
you're the jinx.
I am.
So you can get into that one.
I'll never forget. We were getting ready. We were talking in study hall the one day. You're like, hey, you want to play hockey after school today? I'm like, oh, I can't. I'm going to the Sabres game tonight. And it was game 11. Yes, it was to go to break the streak for most consecutive wins to start a season. Yep. Against the Atlanta Thrashers. And we went to a shootout and we lost to Ilya Kovalchuk scoring and Thomas Vanek hit the crossbar in the shootout. Yep.
It's your fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah.
I was there.
11. That would have been cool to have that. 11 straight wins to start the season.
Right.
Yeah, my games that I've gone to, I mean, like I remember certain moments about it. Like I remember we went to, was it Carolina or was it Columbus? One of the two. That's how much I guess I don't remember about it. But it was just like I remember betting Kyle a quarter that Palmerville was going to score on that shift, and then he did, and I won a quarter. Like it's just like stupid shit like that I remember. Like the one season. Fuck, what season? It must have been 2015, 16. Ricky and I went to 10 games that season just because tickets were super cheap. Like, I think the most expensive ticket we paid for was we splurged and went to the 200 level. And I think we spent like $40 for those tickets.
Damn.
And like, we were getting tickets for like $15, $20. Like, we were spending more on beer than we were on the ticket, obviously. And yeah, which 200 levels don't ever go to because it'll make you want to go to the 200 level every single time. Mm-hmm. I remember when the girl came by, she's like, hey, like anything that I can get you guys? Like, what? I'm like, yeah, like, menus are in front of you. Like, if you want, like, whatever. Like, what the hell are you talking about? She's like, I'll get it for you. And we're like, we're still looking. And then she left, and we're just like, what the fuck is going on here? That's 300 level peons. We don't know this.
Right.
Like, it was crazy. It was such an eye-opener. Yeah, I think he got like a Tim Hortons coffee or something just to fucking use at the service. I don't think I got anything. But, yeah, like that. I just remember going to the games, having fun, like just personal moments with it.
Right. Yeah,
having
exactly. All of us go and
Ricky have beer come out of his nose from making him laugh before we get into the subway. Like, just stupid shit like that. Like, I don't, as far as iconic games that I went to as a whole fan base, probably, the 10-1 game against the Kings. We were wearing the red sweaters, 2006. And that's probably it. Like, the Poundville Thousands game, I obviously went to that. I don't know why. Actually, there's my sign that I got from it.
right there. Yeah.
But yeah, as far as ramifications of the franchise, never went to a playoff game. I know you went to one.
Yep.
Pretty damn jealous of that.
Yeah. I got a funny backstory about that. I'll tell you after.
It's just personal things. Me and you going to the Toronto game with the girl with the fucking leather leggings. God damn.
Oh my God. Yep.
God damn. The only 10 I ever gave out in my life. Sorry, wife. Yeah.
I do a few Toronto games. Just the atmosphere is intense just because all the Leafs fans come over here because they can't get tickets to their games.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a Leafs home game because it's like 50-50. And it just especially even if the Sabres weren't that good, but the Sabres fans showed up and it was always like how intense the crowd was because it would literally go Leafs go, and then let's go Buffalo. And they would battle back and forth with the crowds chanting. It's like, oh my God.
I will say, I don't know how I forgot about this. I did go to a fucking huge Sabres game. I went to the fucking Winter Classic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know. I didn't think of that. Ever. The OG, the 2008. 2008 Winter Classic. I went to that game. That was first time ever being at the Ralph or Rock or whatever you want to call the little
stadium.
Yeah. First time there. First time seeing the troughs where you just pee in and there's no urinals. It's just everybody shoulder to shoulder. I was like, oh, this is cool. Am I a man now?
Welcome to manhood.
Yeah, that was my. I can't believe I forgot about that. That was a sweet game. Even though they lost, that was a really
it's just game. Iconic, or it's just like not. I mean, it's historic to say that you're watching a hockey game outside in front of 70,000 people. It's just
it sucks though because I don't feel as proud of it now because it happens multiple times this season.
Oh yeah, they depleted it. It's fucking so watered down now.
Yeah.
You got the Winter Classic, the Heritage Classic, then you got the Stadium Series, and then they do some other fucking one now that they did like last year or 2 years ago, and they did the one at Lake Tahoe where like no fans are even allowed. Like, what the fuck is the point?
That was because of COVID.
Oh, okay. But still, it's like
they went. That's why they went to Lake Tahoe, because it was to do a no fan game. That would have been the time.
It's just
it's so watered down, like you said, that it's just. I went to it before school, before they did it every year. Like I think the next one they did it, I think was 3 years later. I think 2011.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was just one a year, it'd be all right. But the fact that they're doing like 4 or 5 a year is just like, oh my God. And then, don't get me wrong, I understand that they want to grow the market in different places and they're playing in other places, but like playing in LA or in Anaheim when they did the one outside, it's like it was like 70 degrees the day before. How the fuck are they playing hockey? Or they played one in Nashville. It was 55 degrees at game time.
Well, they have said, because they almost had this issue with the last one with the Sabres Leafs. The heat, they can play in hot days. That has nothing to do. It's the sun.
Oh, okay.
They have more problems with the sun than they do with heat. That's why they had issues in Lake Tahoe. They had a lot of issues in Lake Tahoe. And that was cold as fuck, but it was the sun.
Yeah, they delayed it.
So they have a lot of problems with that.
Oh, no shit.
They almost had that issue with the Sabres Leafs game. I remember listening to XM radio because I was driving in from Florida, actually. We got home a half hour before puck drop.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've gone to that, and Sabres are not. I actually did want to go to that just because it was just over the border.
Right.
Like, that was a matchup that I've been begging for. Do a battle at the border with the Sabres Leafs.
Yeah.
You can do it now. You can easily do it with Seattle versus Vancouver.
Yeah.
Like, you should absolutely do that. Yeah, that's the one of the Rangers. Yeah, Rangers City Field. Like, oh, that was a Sabres home game.
Yeah. That's just so fucking
Over
stupid.
by, like, spitting distance from the Rangers arena. Yeah, MSG.
Yeah.
It's like, how is that a home game?
Yeah, because of that stupid clause in their contract that all Rangers home games will be played at MSG. If they're not played there, it's not cleared home game. So dumb.
Yeah, then fine. Give it to the Islanders.
Right?
They barely have a home.
Yeah. They've had 3 different arenas in 3 years.
Yeah. Which, have they done an Islanders Rangers game yet?
No, that would actually be really cool.
How have they not? Or done like Rangers Devils?
Rangers Devils, yeah.
Like, they have 3 teams right in that
And
the tri-state area, whatever it's
Yeah.
called. And they haven't used that matchup at all? Like, I don't know. Like, I would have.
Fuck, even
they've
throw
proven
Philadelphia in there too, because Philadelphia is pretty close to all
I
that
think
area
they did a
too.
Rangers Philly.
Did they?
I believe so. Yeah, I can't remember exactly. There's been so many. Like, I mean, I know there was Chicago, Detroit, Chicago, Boston, Chicago, Minnesota.
Yep. Who did Minnesota play this year?
I don't know. And they're my second team.
They lost.
Win?
St. Louis?
St. Louis. Yeah, St. Louis.
Yeah. All I know is everybody said it was cold as fuck, because it was cold.
Yeah. They're fun to go to. I mean, I've gone. I won a classic that we talked about. Then I went to the USA versus Canada game, the World Junior that Casey Middlestat was in.
Casey Middleton. Yeah.
That was a really fun game. I was just talking about that the other night. Talking about the moose chili that I ate.
That was his coming out party.
Yeah. We already had him. We already drafted him.
Yep.
So we already knew about him. And so, yeah, everybody, all eyes are on him. I think Chuck was in that game as well.
He was the laughing stock of that NHL draft / combine. Do you remember why?
Can't do a pull-up.
Yep. I think the
Sabres
Sabres drafted a guy last year.
We were just talking about that. My dad and I were just like, I wonder if he can do a pull-up yet.
That's funny. I'm trying to think what other good games. Oh, so I'll tell you my backstory about the playoff game. So get home from school and my dad's like, hey, so the company that my parents worked at the time, they had season tickets to the Sabres that they would give to customers that they were trying to get for their business. They'd take them to the game when they were in town, and they had great seats. They were 100 level behind the visitors bench, 16 rows up, which great seats. And where you see the Sabres shoot twice. So good seats. My dad's like, hey, we got tickets to the playoff game tonight. This was game 1 against the Rangers in 2007, first round. Like, no way. Like, hell yeah. So, and it was going to the game. They were handing out t-shirts. They wanted everybody to wear them for the whiteout effect and everything, which I think I still have that shirt, which is cool.
You absolutely should have kept it.
Right. We go and we win 5-2. Great game. Intense, which I'll talk about another point. A lot of fun. You know, go to school, tell people about going to the playoff game and everything. I come home from work or come home from school. It's 2:00 and my mom's car is in the driveway. All right, this is interesting. Why is my mom home from work so early? Usually she worked till 6-ish at night or wasn't home until at least 6-7 o'clock at night. I get in and there she is sitting down with my dad on the couch. And she's got this depressed, distraught look on her face. I'm like, oh no, who died? And no, they fired her. And her going away present was Sabres tickets to ease the pain. Here's, send your family to this. We'll keep that off their mind. Oh, by the way, you're no longer needed here anymore. After she had been there 29 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, so great fucking experience than a shitty fucking life experience.
Hey, I mean, I will say at least you knew it afterwards. If you knew it beforehand, you'd feel pretty guilty
going. Guilty taking those tickets. Yep.
Yeah. Well, now there's a part of that game I didn't go. For those, obviously, we know, but I didn't go. But how was the subway on the way out?
Well, all game, one individual for the Rangers kept complaining and complaining, and every time he touched the puck, everybody booed him, and it was this individual by the name of Yammer Yager. Well, after the game was over, my dad and I, we always take the subway to go to the games because it was a lot easier. It was out of town area, so we could just take a straight shot, didn't have to worry about it. Well, there was a fan on the subway that was singing a song where it went, Yammer Yager is a girl. And he had the whole fucking subway chanting this. Yammer Yager is a girl, Yammer Yager, Yammer Yager. And he would like point to people, your turn, you lead it. It was, and that was like, oh, that's awesome, fun atmosphere that people are getting involved in. So I remember we were, and it was the whole difficulty of trying to find the games or weren't on TV because people didn't have the package for us to watch playoff games. When it was on Versus or OLN or whatever.
The Outdoor Network. Why the fuck was it ever there?
Yep. So, the small local theater in our town, the Palace, had the channel and we're streaming the games on the theater screen. So everybody would go there, which was actually, it was badass. So I remember I started the Yammer Yager chant there.
Yeah, they couldn't do that now. The drive-in got in trouble for that.
Really?
So they did that. So the Palace Theater, they streamed the games, the 06 season and the 07 season, each season.
Yep.
Both were super fun. It was amazing.
Yeah, then it just got rowdy.
Yeah. I mean, it's kids. That's where
I think somebody got
all
stabbed.
of us kids were going. I wouldn't be surprised. The bar that's 4 doors down, there's constantly stabbings there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the drive-in, I want to say it was for the playoff game when they broke the drought, the Jacksonville game. I think that's what it was. They advertised that they were gonna, play the game. You want to come out? It's gonna be cold, but like we'll be doing the game. Yada yada yada. Well, basically, the NFL reached out to them and said that breaks copyright infringement or whatever.
What?
And like you can't do it. You can't.
Wow.
Was it because I forget what it was? Because I think they're only like charging like $10. So like you're making money off of that. Then we're just like, all right, like what if we don't charge that? Like, well, you got concessions. You're gonna be making money off concessions. That's still making money off of it. So
shit.
Yeah, like I'd be shocked if the Palace would have been able to do it.
Right? Wow.
Moving
That's
forward.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the Palace were some fun days though.
It was. Yeah. A lot of fun.
The game I remember watching the most there is probably the Drury tying it up in 07 against the Rangers for Finnegan to score in overtime.
Yeah. Which that was going to bring me to my point because that was game 2 of that series against the Rangers. And the previous game, we dominated them 5-2, and we had crushed them all throughout the regular season, and we couldn't fucking get a goal at all until 7 seconds left in the third period. Like, come on, we should have fucking been all over them like we were game 1. And I mean, Lundqvist stood on its fucking head, but I mean, don't get me wrong, iconic Sabres highlight moment, epic overtime winner, but it's just like, really shouldn't have fucking came to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Yeah, those fun games. Those 2 years are just such a fun time to be a Sabres fan.
Yep. I mean, and I kind of remember our playoffs and runs back in the late 90s, but not the most. Like, I mean, especially now going back, watching highlights like Stu Barnes's goal or Derek Plant's big one or like Jason Woolley. Yeah. But other than that, I don't really remember.
I don't remember them. I know of the highlights.
Yeah.
I didn't live it. I'm sure I watched it. I just don't.
Right.
I mean, that was 99, so I was 8 years old. So obviously, like, I was old enough to know it, but like I wasn't as deep into hockey as I am now. So like it wasn't a part of my life like it is. Like, like I could easily just run through games during the 06, 07,
Yep.
each of those seasons and be like, yeah, this game did that, this game did this. But it's funny, like even the 2011, so the last time we were in the playoffs, I don't remember much of those playoffs.
No, I don't either. Which I have a question for you. Who was the last Sabre to score an overtime winner in the playoffs? 2011.
Wasn't it Tyler Ennis?
It sure was.
Fucking hate Tyler Ennis.
I will say this. I do remember one thing when the Sabres were in the cup run and everything in 99. It was, of course, how it is now, as playoffs are going on, it was summertime. And I remember my parents taking our 30 or 25-inch TV that we had and putting it out on the deck outside. And we sat in the pool and watched playoff games.
That's cool.
This is fucking cool. And then I was always
TV.
Playoffs. Yeah, 25-inch fucking tube TV, a Zenith. Yeah. Back in the day, we thought that bitch was huge.
Yeah. I was just told my basement TV's too small. That's a 55-inch TV.
Jesus.
Yeah. I was like, I just finished paying it off with my Best Buy credit card. Yeah, I remember that Subways. Subways were fun. Like that's what I grew up with, going with my dad. And then even going with you guys and all that, we would always take the subway at the UB stop.
Station. Yep.
Yeah. Not until like I started dating my now wife did I just start driving up to the arena, which there's free parking. You're not supposed to park there, but it's free parking. Everybody does by the Naval Park.
Yep.
But yeah, man, it's been fucking years since I gone on the subway, but those were some fun times. Especially after the games when everybody's just drunk.
Yep. Getting to see the characters. And I always loved it too when people would get on and ride the subway and they'd be riding it for free and you'd see the cops coming and they'd jump off and take off running.
Yeah, because they didn't fucking ever check your ticket.
Nope.
I always baffled me that people would ride it for like one stop.
Yeah.
It's like just fucking walk. Like
especially the one walk. Because it would be the special events one that go all the way down to the stadium. Arena. And then it would stop at the next one at the Erie Canal Harbor, Erie Lake Erie Harbor.
The old odd.
Yeah, the old odd stop, which was 50
yards away. Yeah. It's like walk it. You got NFL players that are doing these as fucking one play. You can't walk it. Like Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah. That was some good times. There's a lot of good memories in that arena.
Yep.
I still have a picture. It's right over there. You, me, Kyle, and then our buddy and his now wife. Like that was fucking forever ago. That was at least 10 years ago.
Yep. That was the home opener.
Yeah. Well, there was a stretch there. I think it was 5 straight years I went to the home openers. And then started working swing shift, and now it seems like it's always when I'm at nights and I can't go.
Right.
But there's a lot of fun. I loved going to the home openers.
Right. It was always so intense.
Yeah. You still had hope.
Yeah.
I think the one home opener, Matt Molson scored twice. I was like, damn, got shot.
I will say another one more iconic game that I went to. It was iconic to me. I took my dad and my brother to a Sabres Leafs game, which I think we won in a shootout, which is cool. But the highlight of the night was these 4 smoking hot girls that were sitting behind us that Ryan and I were talking to all night. And they wanted to take a picture with us. So we did. And they're like, oh, you guys should come back to our hotel room after. And I looked at Ryan. I go, are we going? He goes, we can't. Dad's here. I'm like, damn it. I looked at Dad. I go, thanks, Dad.
Fuck. I think it was a Sabres game. I can't remember exactly what. I think Ricky was there. I don't know if you're there or not. Because you were on the opposite shift as us, I think, for a little bit.
Yep.
So it
Yeah,
always
that's like
worked.
the 6
It
months.
always was like we'd go because you couldn't type deal. But we were sitting and like next row down and to the left a little bit, it was a dad and like 2 of his sons or something like that. And like there's some hot chicks. So like the dad's like, hey, let me take a picture of you guys. But really, I'm gonna take a picture, these chicks. Like a creep. And like so he does it. And then his dad's like trying to egg his kids on, like, hey, go talk to her, go talk to them. This time Ricky and I got involved. Like, yeah, go talk to her. Go, like, you gotta go talk to them. And they're just like, who the fuck are you guys? Like, like we're just, we're encouraging bystanders. What do you want?
Yeah.
Like,
not all heroes wear capes.
I think that was the 200 level game, actually. Yeah, there was a lot. I love that going to games. They're so fun.
Yep. That was always. I mean, it's not a lot of people can say that they've had the opportunity to go to as many games as we've had. And, it was at the point, like, when the Sabres weren't doing good, you'd always check the schedule to see who they were playing. It's like, oh, what other superstar can I go watch tonight? Can I go see Chicago and see Patrick Kane fucking dazzler, or go see Ovechkin, or go see Crosby, or I'm trying to think. I was running through the one day trying to think of what teams I haven't seen. And there's a few, but
I've seen half of a game of Ovechkin. And my pregnant wife, we had to leave so that way she could throw up in the streets of Buffalo.
Damn it.
I'm pretty sure we won.
Which child is this one?
First.
Oh, wow.
First child. So, yeah, we had no idea what the hell we were doing. Exactly. Definitely didn't know what the hell we were doing. And she's like, we gotta go. I was like, oh. We were with the friend and wife that we have the picture with. We were with those because they were in from out of town. And they're just like, all right. I was like, I guess not. Like, gotta go. And she's just fucking throwing up in the streets. I was like, oh, yeah, you can at least, because it was really early in the pregnancy. So it's not like she's got like a huge fucking belly to easily be like, oh, she's pregnant. So I was just, you can just say you're fucking drunk from the game. Nobody will question it.
Right.
I once did go through, but it was so long ago. And not like that was before Vegas was even in the league. So obviously Seattle wasn't even in the league. So yeah, I don't even know who I've seen. I'm pretty sure I've seen most of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
And I know I've seen some of the Western. Obviously, I've seen Minnesota the most. Yeah. Yeah, that's like, it used to be growing up. My first game, I went to a Boston game. We lost 3-1. We were 13 rows behind the net. It was with my dad. And then from then on, it was every Christmas, it seemed like we'd get tickets. My dad and I would get go to this game. But one year, the game got canceled because of snow.
Oh, shit.
Like, it was that bad of a snowstorm that they canceled it.
That's saying a lot for Buffalo.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's only happened a handful of times. So, yeah, I remember I'd go to one game a year. Other than, I get money, a job, and I still do stupid shit with my money. So it's like, all right, let's go to fucking this game this weekend. Let's go to this game this weekend. Yeah, the one, like I said, the one year went to 10 games. Those are the most games I've gone to in 1 year. But I remember Ricky and I got to 9. And we're like, we need to go to 10 just to make an even number. We need to make it double digits. And so in the 10 games, we probably spent probably less than $400 on it.
Nice.
And then, yeah, like me and you, we've probably gone to during a good stretch there, probably at least 3 games a year.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, it was an easy thing to do, especially because once we started working at our current jobs, they weren't good.
No.
So the games were cheap. Let's just fucking go drink beers and hang out. See if we can find leather leggings girl.
Yeah. One of the iconic games that I remember us going to was me, you, Nate, and Adam, and we all painted our faces. And
my God, yes, I forgot about that.
Those pom-pom head things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man. We had a picture. I don't remember where it is now. think
I
have it
remember
somewhere in my
we were
house.
all at my house getting ready, painting our faces, and Nate wanted to paint his yellow and put like a Feneganos number in his face, and he did, but he did it in the mirror, so it was fucking backwards.
Yeah, that sounds like Nate. I remember we went to Ted's, which is a hot dog place in Western New York. We're there and we're getting food, and like these older ladies like, "Are you guys going to the game?" No, we just paint our faces every day. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to the game.
Like I had that asked on the subway the one time too. Oh, are you guys going to a hockey game? Yep. As there's hundreds of other people wearing jerseys too.
That happens so many times. Oh, are the Sabres playing? Yeah, dude. Like you see everybody. Like, chill out. Speaking of Subway and your cousin, because we've gone with him a bunch of times. I remember you having to make an emergency detour in a Burger King bathroom.
Sure did.
That was our trip that we tried the Anchor Bar. That was the first time I had Anchor Bar, the OG.
I thought that was when we went wrestling.
Maybe it was. I could have sworn.
Because I thought we went to Applebee's before that Sabres game, because it was me, you, Adam, and our buddy Sean. And we were on the subway, and Kyle was with us too.
The bird, Kyle was there
because he went with me to the bathroom.
Yeah.
All I remember about that whole experience is I was sitting on the subway like this, and some guy next to me goes, "You right, man? It's okay. It's gonna be over in a second." And he's like rubbing my back. I'm like, "Dude, don't touch me." He's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "I got a shit so bad."
I remember thinking like, this, I might actually see somebody take a shit on the subway. Like I remember having that thought, and part of me wanted it to get done. Like I wanted to have a subway experience like that.
I didn't.
Well, of course not. Like, why would you?
But the worst part about the whole fucking thing is the guy explains to me, "Here, get off at this stop at Hurdle," and was it Hurdle or I can't remember what stop it was. And he's like,
forever since I've been on the subway.
Right, exactly. All I know is every time we were going on the subway, I'd see that stop and it would pop right back in my head. Mm-hmm. But there's a Burger King and a McDonald's. He goes, "Go to the Burger King. That one's a lot nicer." All right, cool. So I get in there, and all it is a stall and a urinal. So I get in there, and there's somebody in the fucking stall. And I knock on the door. He's like, "Someone's in here." I'm like, "Dude, are you going to be long? I have to use the bathroom really bad." And dude was just hanging out in the bathroom. He wasn't even using the bathroom. Like, he was in there. I think he was smoking cigarettes, and he had like all his clothes laid out and everything. And
this is downtown in the city.
Yeah.
So not like the heart of the city by any means.
I get in there and finally start using the bathroom, and he comes back and knocks on the door. "Hey man, did I leave anything in here?" I'm like, "Yeah, you left a pack of cigarettes." He's all, can you hand them to me?" I'm like, "I'm on the toilet, dude." So I like fucking threw them over the top of the stall because the thing went to the floor. "Oh, thanks, man." Because before that, he was taking so long, I almost shit in the fucking urinal.
I've seen a guy do that. Oh, on a rest stop on one of my road trips, I've seen a guy do it, and it baffled me because there were empty stalls. He just wanted to be an asshole.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was not a fun experience.
I forgot Birkins was there.
Yeah. Hey, you guys waited in the train station.
Yeah, we were in the subway.
Yeah.
We just hung out. Adam, I think, was running back and forth between the fucking platforms.
Yeah, because it was the way it worked is they were on either side. It wasn't like because the other station was the last stop, so you could both went outbound both ways. So if you wanted to go back that way, you had to be on the other platform.
Yeah, that's what it was nice about going on the subway is like literally the way we went. We were always the last stop.
Yep.
Wherever you got on, you're the last stop. You're going to the arena, last stop. Going home, last stop.
Yeah, I know.
Easy enough
There's
to
a couple
remember.
times I parked at the first
The second?
stop. Yeah, the LaSalle there. I parked
Yeah.
there because it was a lot less busy, more parking and stuff. But
I did that a few times. I just preferred UB because it seemed like by the time you get to UB after a game,
yeah,
there's
it's
not a lot
pretty
of
much
people.
filtered out.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, some definitely fun experiences. I will say this: I have been to now, living down here in Texas. I've been to Sabres away games, which is
How are
pretty
they?
neat.
I've never. That's still on my bucket list. Never done
It's interesting. The first time we played them, we won 4-1, which is cool. My lady and I went to the first one, which was neat. And then I just went this past season where we lost 3-1, which is all right. Or no, 4-2, which I mean, it was still fun, but I mean, just seeing how other teams' reactions and atmosphere and hearing their chants and the things that they do during the game, and like, you know, how you hear like their iconic goal song, or hear like the Sabres goal song, or like the Sabres go on the power play if they have a chant or something. Well, that's what they did like here
Yeah.
with Dallas, and Dallas power play and all this. Or whenever the other team scores, the PA announcer announces who it was, and all the fans yell, "Who cares?" And when they did that after Tage Thompson scored for us, and they yelled that, I yelled back, "I do!" And everybody in our section kind of laughed. Like, hey.
Yeah, how are the fans towards you? Like, if they score, they fucking like, you know, you suck type deal, or
No, they were pretty reasonable.
yeah,
But I mean, sucks watching your team get scored on in an
Yeah.
empty arena. It's like you're not celebrating while everybody else is. It's like, but
Yeah,
when the Sabres
well, that's
did
it,
score,
like-
I was cheering.
I believe it because
My dad killed the cat. Woo! I wasn't even a Sabres
Honestly,
fan.
I wasn't even thinking of that. I forgot about that. That was at the arena.
Mhm.
I was thinking about the Yankees Blue Jays game where they
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
hit a home run. The Yankees do. We're both Yankees fans, and they hit a home run, and it's literally like 20 feet away from us. We're on the third base foul line, and fucking Sean just like screams and scares the shit out of everybody, including the people he's with, but definitely the people that have no idea who the hell he is.
Hey,
Fucking scared the shit out of everybody.
I was celebrating the Miguel Andujar grand slam.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, we saw like fucking 4 home runs that game.
Yeah.
Like 3 of them were by us. That was a good game.
Yep.
But yeah, I forgot about the Rochester game, the Amherst game.
Yep.
Yeah, your dad killed a cat. Woohoo!
Yep.
It was not Sean's dad, and we will not disclose whose dad. But it was not mine either.
Nope.
But it was Sean's cat.
No, actually, I think it was my dad. It was not my cat.
Oh, is your? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know. That's it.
He did. He says he didn't to this day, and I believe him.
Yeah. Just thinking about that Amherst game pisses me off. I remember our row got like bags or something like that.
Yeah, from
And
Seneca.
everybody
Casino.
gets it except me.
Yep.
I was so mad. I mean, it was stupid, fucking cheap ass shit, but like, still, I want to be included.
Well, the best part was the guy's like, "Oh, I'll bring one back to you," and then he never did.
Never got one. No. Yeah, I've now. So you watched the game at the Odd, right?
Yep.
You've gone there.
That was cool. One thing I definitely remember about that is the way how it worked is the outer bowl where everybody walked was like right around the ice, other than there was a little bit of a gap for the seats and everything. But you could see the entrance to the ice from the outer bowl, or the bowl at the bottom. And I remember we were walking through and they brought over the fence for the players to come out of the locker room. And I remember looking through the fence and seeing all the players come walking out of the locker room. Like, oh, that's fucking cool.
That was cool.
But I do remember this. I hated the goal horn when I was a kid. Hated it.
Loud.
It was because it was loud. So you know what I would do the whole game? The whole game. And I would always ask my dad questions while the game was going on. And then I couldn't hear him because I had my ears covered. He's like, take down your fucking hands. Like, it's not loud. Because I'd be like, are they talking on the ice? I can't hear. He's like, because you're covering your ears. What happened?
Froze.
I did?
I did.
Oh.
Was it I didn't? I wasn't?
No, your internet. It just gave me a thing saying my internet's unstable.
Oh, you're frozen on my end then.
Oh. You getting text messages.
So how many different arenas have you seen the Sabres? Like different venues, I guess is the best way to put it.
It'd be 3 now. So
the odd,
HSBC,
whatever arena, yeah.
And then American Airlines Center, it's called AAC.
I think it's 3 for me too. I saw the arena, football stadium, and then this last fall, I didn't remember what season it was. I watched the Sabres development game at the Harbor Center.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Hell yeah. Forgot about that.
Yeah, my kids got some game used pucks, so that was cool. I'll probably go again this year. Actually, that was fun for them. Yeah,
nice. So, the other thing we wanted to talk about after I just threw my phone away with the thing I needed for us to pay attention to what's going on. So some yearly awards have started trickling out, which they're doing it weird this year.
It's staggered and shit like that.
They don't do an award ceremony. Ever since COVID, they haven't done an award show like they do every year in Vegas, where they announce everybody and have them come on stage and give a speech and yada yada. Which, all right, whatever. I mean, most of the time, nobody gives a shit about the fucking awards. The Hart, the Vezina, the Norris, and usually that's maybe the coach.
The Rocket Richard before this.
Yeah, the Rocket Richard is, and same thing with Art Ross.
Yeah.
But so they've been doing it this year where they're slowly each day after the start of the third round, they've been releasing the winners of each trophy. So I know the Masterton Award, every team has to nominate one player, which is cool. I mean, because that's like, I forget what that one's officially for. It's about like
sportsmanship.
No, something like overcoming adversity or off ice.
Yeah.
Like problems I guess they've had in their career or whatnot. So I think this year Carey Price won it, which still I don't really understand. Yes, I understand he made a comeback after being out, but he played one game. But like there are some other guys that had, I thought, some pretty deeper adversities. Like a few years ago, Bobby Ryan won it after he had checked himself into rehab, came back, and in his first game back, he scores a hat trick, which is pretty iconic.
It's one of those things like, Carey Price went into rehab himself. But he hasn't actually made the comeback yet.
Right? Yeah.
In my mind.
I agree.
And he had guys like was it Brock Besser over in Vancouver? He was dealing with a lot of shit with his dad. Yep. He was playing through it.
Yep.
And I know, his dad just passed away.
Too. Yep.
So it's like he was dealing with a lot of stuff, and he stayed committed to the Canucks because they're making a late push.
Yep.
So
guys like Jimmy Hayes, who went through injury this year and then losing his brother, and was an iconic former NHL player. So yeah, and Price should be in consideration. Yeah,
but I just don't see. He wouldn't have gotten my vote, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Yep. But which brings us to that topic. The reason we're talking about it is because Sabres nominated Kyle Okposo, and he actually finished 5th in the voting, which is pretty cool.
What adversity did he overcome, though? I guess that's.
Well, I would say the last few years he had some serious concussion issues, and the fact that I guess he was able to prolong his career or have at least a little bit of a longevity again to be able to play this year. but I want to say he only missed like 4 games all year. I know he missed the last game of the season, but because for a while there, he had like 3 concussions in a span of a season, and we're like, this dude may never play again. And he had one time that he had a concussion, and they treated him for it, and they gave him some medicine, and he had a horrible bad reaction, and it gave him an infection in his brain, and he was like, dude, this might be it. I might be done. But that was also a few seasons ago. So
yeah, that's it. Like, he's dealt with stuff previous seasons. This season, what did he do?
I mean, also
like him being behind Carey Price, I understand that. I guess it's just, I don't know. I just had to look up the Masterton Trophy, what it is, and it's the player that best exemplifies perseverance. It's like, what did he persevere through?
Yeah, the only thing I think of maybe is
The
just him
Sabres.
having a bounce back season.
Yeah, right. He had a really good bounce back season, which I won't argue that, but yeah, no, I mean, good for him. Being top
Right.
5 is not nothing.
Right. But we'll say this too. He did beat out Jack Eichel. So
Fuck him.
what did he do? Nothing.
Nothing. Got surgery.
Yeah. Then we also had another player. I guess he came in 19th, which, I mean, not the greatest, but he did still have a stellar season in the Selke with Rasmus Asplund.
I will say 19th, you're just like, wow, that's really bad. 19th in the entire league.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yes. You're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of players. If each team has at least 20 skaters, pretty much, I mean, that's 640 players.
Yeah.
So 19th out of 640 is pretty good.
Yep.
That's first team Selke right there.
Yeah. So that's pretty neat.
That's pretty good.
He didn't have any first place votes, but he had a 3rd place vote and 2 4th place votes, which it's all right. I mean,
Marcus Foligno is tied for 5th ex-Sabre, which
Damn.
I just learned before this episode, so that's interesting.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, Asplund is all right, but
He'll be a 4th line player next year.
yeah,
He'll be on the team.
Yeah.
I don't see him being off of it. It's just, excuse me. What's his role? And I think high-end 3rd line player, but what his actual role will be as a 4th line player.
Yep. And then the last one that we had, which I don't even know what this trophy, what they get for this one, but the Lady Bing, which went
Lady Bing.
Yep. Victor Olofsson.
That's the sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship. Okay. So otherwise, not taking penalties.
Well, it's funny. Player, okay, is presented each to the player adjudged to have exhibited the best type of sportsmanship and gentlemanly conduct combined with a high standard of playing ability. What's funny is I'm looking at the winners now. I just want to double check myself before. I thought Rob Ray was a finalist one time for it.
What?
Gilbert Perreault won it in 72.
Oh shit.
Maybe he didn't win it. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass.
So
Right,
I heard on another podcast, not to jump back to the previous trophy, but so the guy that the Selke's named after is Frank Selke, which he was never a player in the league. He was a GM of one of the teams back in the day, and they named a trophy after him for that best defensive forward or whatever. And my question is, when would they ever rename trophies, especially to a guy and maybe naming it the Patrice Bergeron trophy because he's won it 9 times now? Like,
yeah, I've wondered that, or like Pavel Datsyuk.
Right. Yeah. It's like, I mean, I guess it's just because it's such an iconic trophy, or it's been around for so long, they don't want to change stuff. Like, it's not gonna. I know, like, the NBA's change their trophies and stuff like every year. Like, the All-Star MVP is the Kobe Bryant MVP award, and if you win the East, it's the Larry Bird Trophy, and if you win the West, it's the Magic Johnson Trophy.
Okay, Rob Ray did win a trophy. It was actually, I think this was just announced last night. Yep, it was just announced last night. PK Subban just won.
Subban. Yep, the
King Clancy.
Yes. Yep.
I knew Rob Ray had a trophy in his fucking cabinet, and I never understood why, but now I do.
That's cool. But I mean, it was cool that Olofsson, I guess, was disciplined.
Yeah, right. You just don't take penalties, I guess. He also missed like a quarter of the season.
Right.
That helps. Yeah, I mean, obviously winning it is one thing. Winning trophies is one thing, but having these guys at least in the conversation.
Yeah. And I remember hearing a couple other people talking, doing analysts, and they're like, there's some guys out there that are in the mix or in the hunt. And I remember somebody saying about the Selke, it's like Rasmus Asplund had a good year for Buffalo. He's in the conversation. I know they weren't going to say he was going to be in the top 10, but like, still, the fact that he was a finalist or even mentioned, it's like, all right, I can dig that.
Yep.
Publicity.
That's it. They're talking, future wise, like Tage Thompson could be a Rocket Richard winner, possibly even a Hart winner.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens next year. Next year's a whole nother season.
Yep.
Hopefully it goes forward, and doesn't go backwards, but you never know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've been thinking that how it's going to be going, and we make the off-season moves, and it's like, oh, yeah, and then it's just flat on our faces.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the comment that we were talking about at the beginning of the episode about the draft and free agency coming up, about us not really having much to talk about. I did have a question. Do you think the Sabres use all 3 of the first round picks, or do you think we trade them?
They get traded. One gets traded.
I think so too.
One, minimum 1, maximum 2.
Yep. I think we pick ours at 9, and I think we do something with the 16th or the 25th.
Yeah. 25th, 28th?
28th, one of those. Yeah.
Whatever. Florida's,
yeah, wherever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yep. Might be enticing to a team that wants to part ways with a guy or isn't so sure right away. Like, well, hey, we got this first round pick. You want it?
Package all 3 of them to get Shane Wright.
Yeah. Here you go, Montreal. There was talks that Shane Wright, after I forget what it was.
Or the interviews, people weren't.
One, they weren't too impressed, but there's this Logan Cooley, who's an American, that started jumping up the ranks. There was talks that he could jump Shane Wright, but then there's also this kid that played in the World Cup for Russia. I can't think of his name at the moment, but they were talking about him also projecting to maybe jump Shane Wright too. But I don't see Montreal passing on a Canadian kid from Ontario to take some Russian guy.
Yep.
So I have a feeling Shane Wright is a for sure number 1 lock for Montreal.
I agree.
So it's all right. Even if we don't make the playoffs this year, maybe we'll win the lottery and just get Connor Bedard.
So package those 3 first rounds this year for whatever they're called, Arizona next year.
Right. The Arizona State University Coyotes.
Yeah, that team.
It's fucking laughing stock of the league.
Yeah, they are. Seriously.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the Sabres aren't much better, but at least we have an arena.
We have a home. Yep. We have an owner.
Yeah. Well, they
Their
got
owner's
they got an
the
owner.
the
There's an owner.
NHL.
No, I thought they had one now, but he's
Pretty sure the
not
NHL has the ownership of them pretty much.
again. God.
Think so. Maybe. Are they actually the Arizona Coyotes?
Yep. Yeah, they haven't been Phoenix for a few years now. I mean, they'll still always be Phoenix to me. Like my dad called them Winnipeg Jets.
That's a long time. Oh yeah, they got Alex Murillo and Andrew Barway. 20 minutes ago, there was an article about them. Coyotes called Canucks offering to take on bad contracts.
And one other thing I wanted to talk about. So this might be something the Sabres might be looking into. But Chicago announced, other than their big three and Pat Kane, Jonathan Toews, and Seth Jones, everybody else is available. So would you go after a guy like Alex DeBrincat?
He's a what, left winger?
Yeah.
No, it's tough. You're talking about trading pieces. So like on the left side, you got what? Skinner, Olofsson, I think can go on either side. Turka. And that's probably your top three, maybe even Krebs. I think Krebs goes on the right side. I don't know. It's just like, is he better than the left wingers you had?
He's 35 goal scorer.
What's that? 25 or 35?
35.
35? I mean, he's good. It's just like, all right, what do you have to give up to get him? Do you have to give up one of your first round picks?
Yeah.
Like, is it Olson's, I think, are RFA? Do you have to do like Olofsson's rights and a first round pick for him? Maybe. I still am in the camp that I want a second line center. Like, I need that. Before I'm even looking at wingers, I need a second line center.
Yep.
So I can't say no. It's just like anything. I need to know the asking price. You know, are they talking multiple first rounds for in the Sabres case? No, he's not worth 2 first round picks.
No, I agree. And then I heard a crazy take that if the Sabres had the opportunity to trade for Connor McDavid, would you?
What are you giving up? Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you'd have to sell.
You give up Tage Thompson?
You giving up
Tage Thompson and your 3 first round picks?
Right.
If it's
Dahlin, your first 3 round picks, Casey Middlestad and Victor Olofsson, you doing it?
That's a lot. Yeah, I probably would though.
I would too.
Just because you can have Owen Power easily take Dalin's spot. Yeah, I probably would. Losing Middlestat, I mean, you're upgrading the center position immediately with McDavid.
Yep.
Olofsson, you can get a winger easier than a center. And then Dahlin, yeah, you're losing him, but Owen Power can slide into that.
That's all the talks that you keep hearing, all these rumors all the time that is McDavid getting fed up that they're not going far. This is their first year that they've actually gone to, they went to the Western Conference Finals. So that's
pretty far.
Pretty good. The fact that he got out of the first round for the first time, that's,
yeah.
And that's shades of what to come. I wouldn't, if I were him, I'd be okay. The other problem is with Edmonton, they're going to be in cap trouble. They've got him locked him up he's got $12 million on the book. I think Drysdale's like 8.5. But the thing that still baffles me is that they paid Darnell Nurse all that money. His new contract kicks in next year at $9.6 million. It's like, Jesus. But then there was talks about them trying to sign a Vander Kane or wanting to sign a Vander Kane. And there rumors coming out of Kane's camp that he wants 7.5. Yeah, he had a good year. He had a good year and then he was doing all right in the playoffs, but the good old Evander Kane showed up in the playoffs like he always does and doesn't bonehead play and gets suspended for it. So is that still shades of what's going to come?
Just looking at like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I'd like him.
I would love Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I've always been a fan of
He's
him.
not a free agent. Holy shit. Until he is 36 years old.
Yeah, he just signed a new contract last year.
Yeah, $5 million. I would take on that contract.
Hell yeah.
Second line center.
And then I had one more question, kind of alluding back to Chicago. Do you think Pat Kane will ever play here?
No.
Yep, I agree. He actually said a statement yesterday. He wants to finish his career as a Blackhawk.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool. I'm sure a lot of guys, around the league want to go and play for their hometown that they used to root for. So, but can't all have Alex Tucks.
Yeah, and are you willing to sit Quinn?
Right. Yeah, to
Patrick
give
Kane?
Pat Kane, 36-year-old,
Like, he's your
37-year-old
future?
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Especially, yeah, if it was 8 years ago, sure, absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
But now it's just like, I don't feel like being the consolation prize in your trophy case.
Right. Other than that, that's all I got.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. But still shades of what's to come. Got draft and free agency coming. Hearing names thrown around and whatnot, but won't know until we officially hear we signed so-and-so or we drafted so-and-so. So
yeah,
rumors.
Next episode we'll have a Stanley Cup champion and
Yep.
probably hearing a lot of more rumors attached to the Sabres.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be like a week away, like free agency would be only like a week away from then.
Yeah. Other than that, I say that's it.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let us know if there's any iconic games or anything that you guys went to or any iconic Sabres memories that you guys had. Because I know there's quite a few out there for people that have probably experienced. So catch you guys later.